Broadcasting live from the headquarters, Club His High.
Hey, what's up? What's going on, y'all? This is your boy, Mr. His Hop, coming at you from the headquarters. This is His Hop Radio Las Vegas. We're not far from the strip, but we outshine every light on that Las Vegas strip. And I am excited today because, wow, I get to go back to my childhood today, man. I get to go back to my roots, go back to the days where I first, fell in love with hip-hop rap music. You know, I'm from the era of Run DMC, LL Cool J, Public Enemy, all the trailblazers and pioneers of this genre. And I can remember sitting in my living room watching these music videos come on, and in particular LL, the I'm Bad video, and the song was just it was just a hit at the time. And my boy E-Love, which was, I want to say, one of the original hype men that was right there rocking with them on the stage. You got a couple of other hype men out there. You have of course, we remember Flavor Flav with the clock, and just different people that would sit there and just make the whole experience and whole event just more exciting and just more energy and things like that. And yeah, and so I ran into my boy E-Love at the Las Vegas Business Mixer, the LVB&M Business Mixer. Shout out to Paula and Sylvester for holding this thing at the Santa Fe Hotel. Every Tuesday, they've been out doing this thing faithfully for about 18 years now. And it pays off. I want to say dedication pays off, and commitment pays off. If you have a vision, if you have a dream, and if you just have something that you know God has called you to, I want to encourage you to stick with it, because you never know the impact you might be making. You never know who is going to benefit from that. And who walked through the doors at this last mixer was none other than E-Love, the hype man for LL Cool J. This man is he's known all over the world. Let me put his flyer back up. Now, in the background, you got LL Cool J, you got E-Love, then you have Cut Creator, and I believe that's Bobcat that is right behind him. And these are some of the bros that were in the music video with LL Cool J. And so I was excited. I was, like I said, it just went back to my childhood. And he agreed to sit down with me and have an interview on the His High Radio Podcast Network. I shared with him what we've been doing out here in Vegas. You know, we took this genre and we gave it back to Jesus. You know, that's our heart, His Hop Nation and His High Radio. We want to impact and touch our community by changing the culture, right? Changing the hearts, changing the minds, and changing. And the only way you can really change a person is through the gospel of Jesus Christ, right? Allowing the power of God to fall upon anyone that God has called. But I just wanted to say that to say this. It was amazing to connect with one of the pioneers of the genre, as we are using this genre to push the gospel. So we get into a story during this interview, but what I really want you to pay attention to is what he said about our genre, CHH, the Christian hip hop genre. He had some interesting things to say, and I hope and pray that we can pick up some nuggets, that we could take what he said from his point of view, take some of his advice and use it to our own advantage and make our genre even better. So this is an audio interview. He came and sat at the table with me, so I'm going to play the audio, and then I will be sitting here responding to it as we get into it. So, like I said, man, this is amazing. So check it out. Our boy, E-Love, right here on the His Hop Radio Podcast Network.
You are listening to the light of Las Vegas. This is the His Hop Radio Show.
All right. What's going on? This is your boy, Mr. His Hop, coming at you from the His Hop Radio and Podcast Network. You know how we do. The second Tuesday of each month, we come out here to the Santa Fe Hotel in the Convention Ballroom with the LVB&M, the Las Vegas Big Vision, the Business Mixer. All right. What's going on? This is your boy, Mr. His Hop, coming at you from the His Hop Radio and Podcast Network. You know how we do. The second Tuesday of each month, we come out here to the Santa Fe Hotel in the Convention Ballroom with the LVB&M, the Las Vegas Big Vision, the Business Mixer. Out here, we're sponsored by the MGM Grand and Caesars Palace, and we have a lot of local businesses and business owners who come out here, network, get to know each other, the shakers and movers in the community. So we want to invite the public out. Come on out, check us out. If you want more information, download the app at His Hop Radio or go to our website, hishopnation.com. And as I always do, we interview and talk to local business owners and professionals and people out here in the Vegas Valley. And I have on deck the first person that's sitting in a hot seat tonight, man. I'm excited, personally excited, because this is like one of my childhood favorite memories, groups. When I first fell in, you say you always remember your first love, right? So when I first fell in love with hip hop music and the genre of rap music, everyone knows and they've heard of. If you've been under a rock, you've never heard of Evil E rocking with LL Cool J, Bobcat, all these cats, man. Man, you've been in a cave, man. So right now, the notorious Evil E is gonna. All right, hold on one second. I just want to react to this right now. I was calling my man Evil E. There were two MCs back in the day, two, I guess you could say, with the name of E, Evil E and E-Love. So that's my bad. I want to apologize for introducing him as Evil E. But he's going to correct me in the video. It's actually E-Love. So just want to apologize for that, y'all. All right, let's get back to it. Yes. Oh, man. Okay. Oh, you know what? Why do I...
Everybody wants to contribute.
Yeah.
Everybody will think we look alike.
Oh, man. I'm sorry. It's been a minute. No, it's E-Love. Yes, it's E-Love. E-Love. Come on now, E-Love. Rocking with. If you remember that music video, and I can remember it vividly, the music video, I'm Bad. With LL jumping around with his shirt off. E-Love is right there, bam, right on his side, man. And I was just thinking to myself, like, whatever happened to my bro? You know what I mean? Because he kind of like, faded away, at least from my sight, So he is here personally to tell y'all what's going on, what he's been doing. So without any further delay, let me introduce my brother E-Love on the His Hop Radio Podcast. What's up, bro?
What's up, bro? How's it going? E-Love here. How's it going? Happy New Year's to everybody. What's good?
What's good, bro, man? I just hear that New York accent, man. I love it, man. E-Love, I don't even know where to start, man. It was just a surprise to meet you. I didn't know you were going to be here today. And we got you on the podcast, man. Kind of introduce yourself maybe to the people the younger crowd, you know what I'm saying?
Well, it all started for me around 1984. I met two guys that forever changed my life. That would be Russell Simmons and Rick Rubin. We met them when we were about 16 years old. we meaning me and my childhood friend LL Cool J. I call him Todd. I just can't call him LL. I just gotta say Todd. But when I say Todd, I'm talking about LL Cool J. So when me and Todd met Rick and Russell, they were just thinking about starting a label called Def Jam Records. They had one song out before. They kind of went south with the royalties. That was Tila Rock, It's Yours. Remember Tila Rock, It's Yours? That was a big song on the East Coast. Rick was like, you know what? We're going to drop that song, I Need a Beat. That was our very first single. And when they decided to drop I Need a Beat, they dropped it independently. Nobody had any real money at that point in time. Rick's parents came up with some cash to pay for the marketing, pay for the pressing, pay for us to start going on the show. Going on different shows around New York, New Jersey, Philly, Connecticut, shows that was drivable for us. We would just drive out there, do the show, and drive back the same night because nobody had money for a hotel. So that's how it started off for us. After that, my career took off. In '84, started producing Cool J. Then I started doing the marketing for the label Def Jam Records. That would be the posters, bus stop billboards. Then we went on a couple of major tours with Run DMC, the Fat Boys, Curtis Blow, Sheila E. And at that point in time, the single was popping. Then we finally dropped the first CD, which was Radio. And Radio took off in a crazy way because that song, My Radio, we actually did this movie called Crush Groove. Right? Crush Groove was a Warner Brothers release. It came out in 1985. It starred Run DMC, Sheila E., Curtis Blow, the Fat Boys, introducing Blair Underwood, and No Audition. And that movie wound up being a huge hit in all the theaters. So everybody saw the movie because at '85, not too many hip-hop movies made it to the theaters. So when people saw the movie, they heard the song, and they saw us perform the song. So at that point, people started buying our single, thinking it was the soundtrack. So we sold a lot of singles, and it was off to the races from that point on.
Man, come on, man. You talking my history, man. This is the roots. This is when I first fell in love with the genre, man. I remember that movie. I remember Crush Groove. I remember, if I'm not mistaken, that LL had a scene on that movie where he came in there to audition, and you was holding the box.
Cut had the box. Our cut creator was screen right. I was screen left. LL was in the middle, and Cut had the box. We walked in the room. What's really interesting is the way how that scene came about. It came about because every single day we were extras on the set because at that time, LL was not a big name. He was just getting started. The big names were Run DMC, Sheila E., Curtis Blow, the Fat Boys, New Edition, and those guys. And this was their movie. The producer, George Jackson, God rest his soul, he's passed. I said, George, is there any way that we could possibly get in? He said, E, let me tell you something. This is like the fourth time you came to me with this. Your time's going to come, but right now it's their time. So sit back, just be the extras, and we'll figure something out. So every day I'm looking at the sides. So this day I looked at the sides and said, hold up. There's an audition right. George, is there any way we can audition like right after the girl walks out? We could just walk in there, act like we're performing, and Jam Master Jay can act like he's going to shoot us, and then we'll just leave the room. Let's give it a shot. Let's run the tape. After she comes out, y'all go right in and do your thing. I said, yo, you got something. He said, what are you talking about? She's moving boxes. So right after she came out, we walked in, and I said box. He dropped it, My Radio, and that was one of the scene stealers for the whole movie.
Man, I remember it vividly. Now you got to understand, I was a child back then. You know what I mean? I was probably like 11 or 12, right, when that came out, and that scene is vividly in my memory. Like I remember when y'all walked in the room. I remember how LL jumped and he pointed to the box. I remember how you was jumping around. I remember how you was standing. You know what I mean? You was standing like this. Yep. I remember all that, and I remember Jam Master Jay coming out with the gun. yeah, but then y'all end up winning over the crowd because it was dope, man. So Man, I want to tell you, it's an honor. Me and my friends, man, there was a group of us that this genre really influenced us. You know what I mean? We were growing up in Vegas, believe it or not, we had gangs back then. You know what I mean? We were banging and all that and whatever. And it was all around in our neighborhood. But we fell in love with the music scene so much to where we didn't get involved. They knew us. We used to go out on the street corner and we'd be practicing, we'd be rapping, we were trying to do our thing. And we kind of made a little name for us back then. We were the Coastal Boys, it was like, it was 5 of us, you know what I'm saying? So we did our thing, but man, I mean, y'all were our inspiration. I'm going to tell you, and right now I'm going back, to my childhood days. And I'm in my mind, I'm telling all my friends like, oh man, E-Love is here. I'm talking to E-Love, you know what I mean? So I just want to say that, how does it feel, man, to be one of the pioneers and one of the legends of this genre that basically took over? Because people like Prince and Michael Jackson had to take a back seat to hip hop music.
It's funny you said that because when we dropped our second CD, which is called Bad, right? Which is called Bad. It's called Bigger and Deffer. Bigger and Deffer means bad. And this guy named Michael Jackson, a legend, Michael came out with the same song at the same time. So every time we did an interview, everybody had Michael was here, we was here. They were comparing who's bad, right? So we finally met Michael when we came to L.A. And Michael was like, who's bad? The first thing he said was, who's bad, right? I started cracking up. I'm like 16 years old. It didn't really hit me of the magnitude till he said it. I'm like, wow. Mike said, who's bad?
Wow, come on now that I think about it, you're right. LL came out with I'm Bad and Michael Jackson came out with I'm Bad, but I didn't realize they came out around the same time. But I remember like everybody was on LL, like Michael's was kind of like
it was popcorn bad, but we were really street cred bad. And there was a big difference. But Mike, rest his soul. I mean, he's an incredible guy, very nice giving guy. His talents was way beyond everybody else's, and there'll never be another one of Mike.
Yeah. And so as I was talking to you before we got on this podcast, I was just thinking about, just some of the people and some of the groups, and I'm like, whatever happened to E-Love? Like, I remember you were there. And if I'm not mistaken, you were kind of like a hype man for LL Cool J, probably one of the originals, right?
Me and Flav was like probably one and two of the original hype guys in the game. 1989, I got shot 8 times. I was actually in the hospital for 3 years. I had to have 2 major operations. So that kind of took me off the scene for a while. So it took me like 4 years to really get back. So even after I was released from the hospital, to get your strength back from something like that, it's years. So when I finally got back on my feet, I went back to school for writing, producing, directing videos, documentaries, and film. I went to school in San Francisco, started directing commercials for Levi, Gateway, BCBG. Then some other projects came my way, like T-Mobile. I jumped into a T-Mobile situation. We did the urban launch for the T-Mobile Sidekick in 2002 with DJ Ski and Shaquille O'Neal. Shaq was the face. And DJ Ski, we had a company called Ski TV that my partner started. So we were shooting a bunch of music videos. So we was putting the T-Mobile Sidekick in all the music videos that we were shooting. So we had about 5 #1 videos around that stretch. Some of them I directed, some I produced. And we wound up selling 40 million sidekicks for T-Mobile. So I became the marketing guy, which is how I started off in the game with Peter Gatien, New York City nightlife in the late 80s. This was the Tunnel, the Limelight, the Palladium. You may have heard of some of these clubs and some of the documentaries when they talk about early hip-hop. They always talk about the Tunnel. Every artist performed at the Tunnel, from Run DMC to Tupac to Biggie to LL, Jay-Z. You name the artist, DMX, everybody performed at the Tunnel. If you was a hip-hop artist in the East Coast, if you didn't do the Tunnel, you was not legit.
Wow, man, I'm just floored, bro. I'm just floored, man. I'm telling y'all, like, God is amazing. God is amazing. This just hit me. Like I had no idea
I was going to run into you today, man, and get you on this podcast. Look at how amazing God works. Okay, so now I want to ask, okay, so what are you currently doing now? If you got anything you're involved in, and then what advice could you give someone who wants to do something in this genre and see me? Because, I have a strong faith, in the Bible and Jesus and the Word or whatever. What can you say to the Christian hip hop genre? How can we take this thing to the next level?
Well, there really has not been a really big hip hop Christian artist to this point. A couple came, went, but nobody stayed. You know what I mean? So you just have to have the right music, the right message, and you have to have the right timing. Everything's timing. If there's anybody that's listening out there with some real talent, love to work with new young artists. I have several things happening right now. I have 2014, I decided to move to Japan. Yeah, I was living in Tokyo for a while. Started off working on 2 video games. One game was a driving game, and we raised our seed round in Japan. 2016, I bought Stanley. Jeremy ran into the first Tokyo International Comic-Con. I don't know if you've been to a Comic-Con, but this was the very first one. We had 500,000 people there in 3 days, 500,000 people. Yeah. All you got to do is go to my IG, ELOVE Global, and you can see the trailer with me, Stanley, and the rest of the guys from the Comic-Con. We had 500,000 people there. So we have 2 games coming out in 2025 with 2 soundtracks. I have a driving and a boxing game, 2 soundtracks, one soundtrack for each game. And then we have a documentary coming out in about August, September. It's about the top 20 logos in hip-hop. Because I'm the logo for Public Enemy. You know that logo? Yeah. Yeah. Real talk. Yeah, real talk. Yeah, Chuck's my guy. Chuck caught this picture of me in this magazine back in the day. And he happened to sketch this picture out. He said, "Yo, E, we got to do some business." His manager calls me up, Bill Stephanie. Bill's like, "Yo, E, Chuck want to talk to you. Chuck want to do something?" I said, "I didn't do anything." So long story short, Chuck took this picture of me, because, Chuck's a graphics artist. He went to college for that. Yeah. So he took this picture of me in this magazine with my arms folded, and he said, "Yo, this is going to be the logo for Public Enemy. We're going to pay you for your likeness, and every place we go, you'll be right there because you will be the official logo of Public Enemy." And that's actually the #1 logo in all of hip-hop right now.
And that's the one with the crosshair. You're standing in the crosshair.
That's the one right here. Bingo.
I remember. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's you.
Yeah, that's me. Yeah.
Come on, man. Public Enemy. That's E-Love out there. So they're coming out with the E-Love. Okay, all right. We got a little background noise going on, but it's good. They can still hear you on the mic, so we can still go. We can still wrap it up. So, man, logo. So you're coming to come out with the best logo. So when is this coming out, bro?
It should be out by August, September 2024.
Okay. So one more time, I want you to give your IG or where you want people to follow you, website or whatever you got going.
Okay. My situation's real simple. My Instagram is ELOVE GLOBAL. E-Love Global. Instagram is E-Love ELOVE Global. GLOBAL.
E-Love Global.
Well, it's an honor to have
Once
you,
again,
my
it's
brother. I know we
E-Love
got
Global.
this mixer to get to,
Like I
man.
said, I
So,
met him.
let's definitely
I wasn't
connect,
even
bro,
playing. We
and
just,
do this,
like I
man.
said,
All
being
right,
at the
y'all,
right
this is,
place at the right time.
Mr.
Come on
Hip
out
Hop.
to
What
this
an
business
amazing
mixer.
treat.
Santa
Yeah,
Fe,
my
the first
bro
Tuesday
here.
of every month.
E-Love here
If you
on
are a
the
business
podcast,
owner,
so
come on out and
stay
grab
tuned.
a table.
Let's stay connected.
I'm telling you, you never know who's going to walk through those doors, and that's living proof right there. I ran into my man E-Love from the LL Cool J crew. That's where he first stepped on the scene, but he told you and mentioned everything else he's got going. The top 20 logos in hip hop. he is the logo for Public Enemy. And it was interesting, and the boy is legit, man. He's legit. Go down, check out his IG. He's been on a lot of talk shows, and he's got a lot of things going. And it was interesting what he said. I just wanted to highlight what he said about the CHR genre. He's saying that there's no artist out there, and if there is an artist that comes out, they don't stick around long. Wow, what do you think about that? They don't stick around long. In other words, when we do get an artist rise up in our genre, they want to jump ship and go over and do secular. Once they get a little traction or something, if we would just stay steadfast in the lane God has given us, we would get more respect and we would make more of an impact. Now, this is alleged. This is E-Love. He's got the credentials, man. He's got the weight. He's got the authority to speak on it because, like I said, he was there when it all happened. He was one of the pioneers. So, yeah, I just want us as a community, the CHH community, think about that. Think about us not having an artist, and when we do, they don't stick around. That's something we need to pray about. That's something we need to go to war for in prayer and see what's going on, and let's be the ones that stick around. Let's be the ones that make a difference in this genre. All right, if you want to check out what we're doing, man, we got some events coming up. We have a lot of things going, and I didn't mention it on this podcast, but download our app, His Hop Radio, in your app store so that you can get caught up. And also visit our website, hishopnation.com. And remember, it's not about us. It's all about the Christ in us. God bless y'all.
You are listening to the light of Las Vegas. This is the His Hop Radio Show.